at this damn point, this a full-fledged comedy fucking movie. Your vice president just got on live television yesterday and said even though she's been studying and debating all this motherfucking time and she's been in office all this fucking time.
What's up, guys? So that little short clip, I'm going to have the rest of it here in the video. Actually, this is a compilation of a few different videos able to put together that are out there and available. And it just kind of struck a point in my head that I've kind of wanted to discuss and talk about. And I know it's a big political thing out there. It always has been. Simply put, racism, right? And so, you know, I'm a white dude, so I must be privileged, right? I mean, there's all these things, especially from the liberal left side, of how they focus on it big time. But my opinion, and you know what, you can drop your comments, but when we've got people like Obama, Michelle Obama, we've got these people that are coming out against their own so-called people because of the color of their skin, and they're talking about, you know, if you're black and you're from the black community, why aren't you out here pumping up Kamala? Why aren't you out here voting for and talking and walking the streets? And just the chatter should be, we're all excited like we were for Obama. But like, is that how it works? To me, that's racism. What if there were people out there, big name people like Obama, that were saying, hey, white people, you need to be coming together and you need to be promoting Trump because Trump is white. Like, I just don't get that, man. And what I see is, like, most of the racism, the deep racism, a lot of people forgot this, but it goes back to the Democrats. The Democrats were the true racists. The Democrats were the KKK people. The Democrats were the one that created, there was a white woman, the abortion, right? Because they wanted to eliminate the spread of the black race. So way back when, that was the culture. Those are the people. I don't think that's gone away. I don't honestly think a lot of the racism does still come from that way of thinking. And to sit there and put that pressure on the black community and say, why aren't you voting for Kamala because she's black too? Like, what is that? Like, to me, that's just pure racism. It shouldn't be about the color of your skin. It should be about what you're going to offer the American people. It should be about the policies and the changes and how you're going to make my life as a United States citizen better, and my family, my friends, and everyone around us better. I don't care what the color of your skin is. You know, I was in the Marine Corps, so we bleed one color. We bleed green and we bleed red. We bleed red. Some of my best friends and my brothers were either black, Mexican. It didn't matter, dude. Some of my best friends in life have been Asian. Doesn't matter to me. But I always think, like, why can they do it? They can have white dudes for Kamala, right? They can have these things that they want to put out there and push them about. Even Biden back then, if you don't vote blue, or what was it, vote for me, you're not black. White dude saying that. But like, where's the outrage? Well, it's because us on the right don't get all freaked out, throw fits like Walmart kids. But still, answer me that. And I honestly think it's extremely racist that they just assume that the black community is just not intelligent enough to choose a candidate, that they should base it off of skin color only, that they shouldn't base it off their feelings, their beliefs, what they've gotten out of what each candidate has said. Because I know there's a whole stigma that they've put out there over the years. You know, the black community was not, or the people of color maybe weren't exposed to a better educational system, right? And so I believe, without a doubt, that especially the elites, dude, the Democrat elites that have all that money, I think they just look down upon these folks. They look down upon all of us, but I think they look down upon them and just think that they're just not smart enough. Like, they're just not have the natural intelligence to see right through things. But here's the thing. They are wrong this time. They're absolutely wrong. You see the black community is rising up, and I found all these great videos of people speaking out. They're not dumb, guys. They're just like you and I. They have a soul inside of them. They have a heart inside of them. They care and love just like we would, and they're educated, whether people want to believe it or not. And a lot of them are starting to see it. And they're not falling for this, oh, vote for me, skin color, or vote because she's a female and she wants to save abortion rights. No, they're making decisions based on what they see, what their lives are like, and what this economy has been like. They want a leader that's going to step up and do that. Just listen to these clips and then tell me what you think.
Supporting Trump, me personally, he just straight up to the point with everything. You know what I'm saying? You gotta think about it. We could take off the magic glasses now. Everything is exposed.
When I was a Democrat, I was a convict. Now I'm Republican. I'm a business owner.
I am putting all of my hope on Donald Trump. Trump, baby drill, baby drill.
You know, Democrats promise. They always know what to say, and they don't actually give anything.
The increased number of black men voting for Trump is go back to common sense. Enough's enough.
Noticing there is like this big difference between Trump voters and Kamala voters. A Trump voter is going to tell you why he prefers Trump. He's going to talk about, he or she is going to talk about policy. They're going to talk about censorship. They're going to talk about illegal immigration. They're going to talk about all of these issues that really matter. When you talk to the average Kamala voter, and I see them online, sometimes I see them in person, about why they want Kamala Harris, they can't give you any specifics. They will say that, oh, it's great. She's a woman of color, and she's a woman, and she'll be our first this or our first that. These people can't tell you anything that this woman wants to do for this country. They can't tell you anything that she's done as vice president for the past 4 years, and they will literally pretend as if these two people have not been in the White House for the past 4 years and got us into the absolute mess that we are in right now. So I see Trump people really talking about like saving America, okay, because we are going down a very, very bad path. But these Kamala people treat it like Stan Wars. Like it's like, I don't know, like Britney versus Christina Aguilera, or with some new generation, like Ariana Grande versus Sabrina Carpenter, right? So they're going purely on aesthetics, purely on vibes. Oh, Kamala's so brat, and she's so this, and she's so that. And it's very interesting that there has literally been the entirety of the mainstream media structure that has been thrown behind Kamala Harris to the tune of probably billions of dollars, and she still sucks.
I'm here to support President Trump because they done did black men like this for decades. Make up charges and put them, so I know Trump is innocent. I support Trump against this corrupt, two-tiered justice system. That's why I'm here to show my support as a black man for Trump. And I'm wearing my shirt, Niggas for Trump 2024, and I mean that.
It's like I was watching a surreal moment. I was watching the moment of a great man that is gonna go down in history, like George Washington, like Abraham Lincoln, like some of the great historical people that made an incredible difference in this country. Donald Trump will be that person. I met the guy in person. He's a genuine guy. You see him on the Joe Rogan podcast. He's a genuine guy. He's not Hitler and all this so crazy stuff they're saying. He's a great man. He is one of the greatest men to live. Now, does he have his problems? Yeah. Did King David have his problems? Yeah, King David definitely had his problems. He couldn't get off Bathsheba. He willing to kill people to have concubines and wives and all this other stuff. So he had his problems. But was King David a great man? I think he was. Now, is Trump like King David? No. It's a whole different genre. But I think that Trump is equally, in terms of the dispensation of time that we live in today's society, Donald Trump is a great man. And he will go down in history as one of the greatest men that ever lived. I guarantee you. And I'm not saying that because he's going to pay me. Donald Trump haven't done my podcast. He haven't come on my show, and he don't pay me. So it is not like I got to kiss his butt to say that. I genuinely, from my heart, believe that he's a great man.
In 2020, I was elected at 18 to become one of the youngest delegates to the Democratic National Convention on behalf of my district. And in 2024, I was elected again to return to the DNC as a delegate. But this year, I'm casting my ballot for Donald Trump. You see, after I was elected in March, which was before Joe Biden's debate, I wanted to go to the DNC because I wanted answers on free speech issues, the border, and the economy. However, after reflecting on my time at the DNC, I realized that it was no longer the party of free speech and civil liberties that it used to be. In fact, Patrick Henry once said that the liberties of a people never were, nor ever will be secure when the transactions of their rulers may be concealed from them. And for the rulers of the Democratic Party elite to install Kamala Harris as the presidential nominee via stripping the vote of 14 million Americans, including their own delegates such as myself, well, that was a decision and a transaction that was concealed. And now I'm happy to say that I'm officially joining the Republican Party as a constitutional conservative.
Do you think that Trump is better for the black community than Kamala is?
Honestly, yeah, she sent us to jail. And that's messed up because I smoke a lot of weed, man. I can't be out here getting locked up for weed, man. Vote for Trump, best president ever.
I'm going for whoever is an advocate for promoting the right to bear arms for our community, because it's not fair that the politicians get to carry, like Kamala Harris. Didn't she say she carrying? Yeah. Right? Right or wrong? She ain't say she have her own gun?
Yes.
So what makes her different than the minority in our community, too? I'm going to go with Trump.
I missed the Trump tweets, Donald.
You missed that. So you like Trump's tweets?
Yeah, I love his tweets.
I'm probably going to vote for Trump. Robert Kennedy does endorse him to bring back the American middle class, that a family can support a full family on a single income home is the American dream again.
At this damn point, this a full-fledged comedy fucking movie. Your vice president just got on live television yesterday and said even though she's been studying and debating all this motherfucking time and she's been in office all this fucking time, she still gotta go study the goddamn policies again before she give you a direct answer. Before she ever tell you anything, she gotta go study that shit again while she fucking in office. You can't make this cartoon-ass movie shit up. You can't make this shit up. This bitch is retarded. She don't answer questions. Every last one of y'all that's following this bitch is retarded. And they're gonna keep going gaslight you, talk about the lesser of two evils. Well, the lesser of two can fucking complete a fucking sentence. Can answer one fucking question. One. I'm asking for one fucking answer to anything. This bitch go all the way around. All we know about is she was a middle-class fucking child, and we did it, Joe. That's all the fuck we know about this bitch.
No, she's been campaigning with celebrities all along. I'm looking at the poll now. She's getting further and further behind. I've already voted for Trump. I don't vote by party. My wallet told me vote for Trump.
It's about his track record. The former president, while president, enacted some initiatives that speaks to my community specifically, and other people as well. But for instance, he, as president, he signed into law a bill that provided permanent funding for HBCUs. It was a bipartisan bill, but he signed it. And also he showed a different side of himself. He also signed in a bill that deals with a disease, that sickle cell anemia, that mainly attacks people from my community, as well as an opportunity zone bill that he passed that, of course, engages private citizens, that provides tax incentives to them as well, who then has to invest those funds into overlooked communities. I thought that was in line with what we're trying to do with the old plan. Also, he was the one who signed into law the First Step Act, which let out thousands of deserving individuals from incarceration to resume their lives in a productive and positive way. So those four initiatives spoke to what the community's first agenda is. Well, from what I've been hearing is that people have more confidence that he will keep his word. And I think it's kind of based on some of the same research that we did, that when somebody doesn't campaign on something, but actually enact it, double down on what he did in his first administration, and then commit to working with community first to make that happen. I haven't heard that from the other side as much. I mean, what I've heard, I believe, frankly, came a little bit too late, too little too late. And so when it comes to a balancing act, and you have to make a decision, a critical decision that could affect your life and the life of your family, you have to go based on facts. And the facts are that for the last 3.5 years, the present administration hasn't really even focused on our community. So there's nothing to refer to of substance that they have done to help elevate our community. But even with that said, I still put the challenge out to both candidates, and President Trump tapped in, and that support meant a lot to our organization, but more importantly, to our community. That somebody's committing to working with us to deal with real issues in the community. I just think that people at large, I just want to be honest here, don't really understand the intelligence of the Black community. I think that they put them in a box and just think that everybody suffers from the herd mentality, that just because certain parts of our community say we should do this and everybody should do it. I'm not saying that some people don't fall into that bracket, but a lot of people go back to reality. They have to go back to reality because they're living in reality, that their groceries is triple or double, the gas is double or triple, that just to be able to rent or pay their mortgage, it's double. Things have changed for them in a dramatic way in the last 4 years. So when somebody starts saying, vote for me just because, it's kind of insulting. And I think that that's what the fallback is, that somebody's going to vote for you for a double up of what they just had.
I think everybody's capable of making the right decision that makes sense for them, whether it's for their emotional feelings in their heart and deep down inside, or whether it's for their wallet and the better of their life. I don't care what race or creed or religion you are. If you're an American, I think that you have it in you to be smart enough not to fall for the BS that the media, Hollywood, all those folks keep cramming down your throat, all the stuff they're trying to manipulate with. I think you guys are smart enough to make the right decisions for you.